You guys know those food videos that are like extreme budget meals? I mean, heck, I've even made some of them here before on my channel. Well, today I'm sharing with you some budget-ish meals. So if you want to save a little bit on your groceries and the meals that you feed your family, this video is for you. All of these meals are priced anywhere between $1 and $3 per serving. So while they are budget friendly, I would say they are not extreme budget. So we are calling them budget-ish. All right, so the first meal we are doing is hot dogs and mac and cheese. Yes, this is a classic, but this is actually something that I cooked my family, and honestly, it's something I do quite often when I am short on time and energy. So this meal comes out to a mere $1.97 per serving, which is perfect because it is cheap and cheerful. So we are going to start out with putting our mixed veggies into a bowl and adding a cup of water into there, and we're just going to microwave those. While that is working, I am working on the hot dogs and the mac and cheese. I'm going to go ahead and measure out the milk for the mac and cheese. By the way, this is the boxed mac and cheese from Thrive Market. It is delicious. My whole family loved it. So I'm going to get that started boiling. And then, believe it or not, I get a lot of questions on how to cook hot dogs in the air fryer. So I'm sharing this with you guys. Basically, I put the package of hot dogs in there on some foil, and then I just cook it on the steak button, which is about 400 degrees for 6 minutes. When the veggies are done cooking, I added some butter to those and some seasoning, and I'm just going to go ahead and pop them back into the microwave for a couple of minutes to get the butter melted. I shook the hot dogs around a little bit and decided they needed a couple more minutes, so I threw that on there. Basically, you can just cook them until your desired level of doneness. Once the macaroni was done boiling, I added in my butter, and then I'm going to add my milk and cheese powder and stir that around. You guys all know how to make mac and cheese, and obviously I'll probably get some comments on this video that, oh my gosh, why are you showing us how to do this? But you know, the take home is that sometimes these simple meals are honestly what you need to do to get your family fed, and they are budget friendly. And honestly, even though it's hot dogs and mac and cheese, it's probably a lot healthier than going through the drive-thru, and it's a lot cheaper too. So here was our dinner on this night. We had some hot dogs with pickles, our mac and cheese, and our veggies, and once again, less than $2 per serving, so a huge score there. You guys are going to see me using a ton of ingredients from Thrive Market today, and I wanted to take a moment to thank them for sponsoring today's video. I love Thrive Market, and I've been working with them for so long here on my channel. I love their service, and I love telling you guys about it because you get such a great discount if you use my link, which I'll tell you about here in a second. If you're not familiar with Thrive Market, they are an online membership-based grocery store, and they are on a mission to make healthy living easy and affordable for everyone. They have guaranteed savings, and you can shop for thousands of the best-selling organic foods and natural products below traditional retail prices. And if you find a better price elsewhere, they will match it. Now, I have previously done Thrive Market price comparisons as compared to some larger national grocery chains. I will link that video down below, and I did find out that Thrive Market was much cheaper. You can also get everything you need. They have an amazing selection of groceries, snacks, supplements. They have cleaning supplies, non-toxic beauty items, personal care. They also have frozen items, wine, meat and seafood, frozen veggies, and more. Their online catalog is great either on your computer or on the app because you can filter products by diet and lifestyle. So whether you're gluten-free, vegan, or keto, you can shop over 90 plus diets and values. They have a monthly membership option for $9.95 a month, but I always go with the yearly membership because it comes out to less than $5 per month. I will have a link in the description box below. You can go to thrivemarket.com/Jen Chapin to get 30% off your first order plus a free gift worth up to $50 when you join Thrive Market today. Once again, the link is thrivemarket.com/Jen Chapin. All of these recipes that you see today in my video, you're going to get a chance to get ingredients for these, and it's going to be even cheaper than I'm quoting you because, again, you're going to get that 30% off your first order plus the free gift. So don't forget to check out that link. All right, so next up in our simple meals / budget lineup is pancakes and bacon and eggs. Yes, you can never go wrong with this. It is cheap, it is easy, and everyone loves it. So I've got my eggs here. I've also got some bacon that I ordered from Thrive, some of their infused maple syrup, which is delicious, and some pancake mix. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my bacon in a skillet because I'm running short on time today. I do sometimes cook it in the oven, but the skillet does a great job as well. One of my biggest tips with bacon is to cook it over medium heat until it is crisp. Do not turn the heat up too high or you will regret it. This Birch Benders pancake mix I got from Thrive. It is delicious. I would highly recommend you guys order it. It is a complete pancake mix, but it cooks up so delicious. You would never know that. All you have to do is mix it with water. I do normally mix a little bit of vanilla in there just to kind of give a little homemade flair to it, but that's not necessary. These pancakes cook up super fluffy and delicious. You would never know that they are from a mix. So I'm gonna let the pancake batter rest while I scramble my eggs. When I cook a breakfast for everyone, or a breakfast for dinner for everyone, I always make scrambled eggs because it is something that everyone loves. And so it's super easy just to cook them all at once and I can keep them warm in the oven while we wait to eat. So when the bacon is browned on one side, I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it over. This Peterson's bacon that you can get from Thrive Market is delicious. It's super high quality and I would definitely recommend it. I always get their frozen items and they come perfectly packaged. They're always frozen and they are just perfect. Thrive does a fantastic job of packaging their cold items, so I highly recommend that. So you can see here my pancake mix. I'm just putting that into a nonstick skillet. I've got a little bit of cooking spray in there just to make sure that they don't stick. And my pancakes are very rustic, I guess you could say, because they are not perfectly circle, but that's fine. Made with a mother's love, right? So I'm going to put 3 of those on the plate and then I will add my eggs and bacon to the side. Once again, I am using this infused vanilla and cinnamon maple syrup from Thrive Market. It is so good. If you haven't tried it yet, I highly recommend you do because it's delicious. And then I'm going to go ahead and finish scrambling my eggs. So for eggs, I feel like the trick is to cook them over very low heat. Like I was usually cook them over medium low heat just until they are like just cooked through. If you are waiting on the rest of the items to be done, you can hold them in a warm oven, but if you cook them last, then you don't really need to do that. You can just add them to the plate. So once again, this is a really simple meal. You guys know how to do this, but I'm just trying to show you that these are the things that I cook my family in the middle of the week when I too am super busy and I have no energy left in me and I don't want to order pizza or go through the drive-thru. These are the things we have to cook for our family, right? So we've got some pancakes with our maple syrup on there, some bacon, eggs, boom, bam, done. We have a delicious dinner that everyone is going to love for less than $4 per serving. All right, so next up we are coming in hot with the Tater Tot Casserole, aka Tater Tot Hot Dish. So if you guys are not familiar with this, allow me to share the Midwest traditions with you. So here I have some milk, some ground beef, some tater tots, some mixed vegetables. I have some salt and pepper, onion powder, American cheese, and yes, good old cream of chicken soup. So the recipes for Tater Tot Hot Dish vary greatly. They really have their origins in the Midwest / Minnesota area. So if you are from Minnesota, give me a comment in the comments below, or if you just love tater tot casserole, let me know too. So what you see me doing here is browning up my ground beef. I have about 1.5 pounds of lean ground beef here, and I just season this with salt, pepper, and onion powder. You can also add diced onion, but my kids aren't huge fans of that, so I left that out. I drained it on a paper towel just to make sure all of the grease was out of it, put it back into the skillet, and now we're gonna add our binder. So we are adding 1 can of cream of chicken soup and about probably 3/4 cup of milk. You can add as much or as little as you like to bind it together. Some people use cream of mushroom for this recipe. I do not like mushrooms, so I use cream of chicken, and this is how I've always had it. as a kid in the Midwest, and I love it. So once I add the milk and the cream of mushroom soup, I add my mixed veggies. You can also add green beans or corn or basically whatever you want to add, whatever your family likes. The basic principle of a hot dish is meat and veggies bound together with a cream of something soup. So, whatever floats your boat, you can add. So once that is mixed together, I went ahead and added my cheese to the top. I personally add American cheese because that is very nostalgic for me, but you could add shredded cheddar if you want. I added some Alexia tots that I got from Thrive Market. These are highly delicious, by the way. They are sour cream and onion flavored, so they are a little bit fancier than your regular tot that you're just going to get from Walmart. Once those were spread on the top, I put it into the oven and I basically cooked it at 425 degrees for about 30 minutes. You basically just want the dish bubbling through and all of the tots golden brown on top. And this is like pure comfort food in a bowl. And I may get ratioed for this, but I even like it left over. It's just pure like comfort food for me. So this particular dish is $2.41 per plate. We had it for dinner with some fruit on the side. Highly recommend. If you've never tried this before, I will leave the recipe down below. It is a Midwest delicacy. Next up, we are doing a fancy pasta salad. This recipe was sent to me by Jen in New Jersey. If you are watching it, please comment down below. This recipe is delicious. You guys should all try it. I will link or type out the recipe down below. So I've got some cherry tomatoes here, some Parmesan cheese, feta cheese, some fusilli pasta, or you could use any type of pasta that you have on hand, some pine nuts, olive oil, some black olives, sun-dried tomatoes, garlic, and basil. Many of these items can be found at Thrive Market, which yes, I did use those. The first thing that we're going to do is toast our pine nuts. So I'm measuring these out into a measuring cup and I'm going to put them into a nonstick skillet over medium heat. You want to keep a close eye on these and just shake them around, make sure that they don't burn. After they are done toasting, just go ahead and put those into a bowl and let them cool while you assemble the rest of the pasta salad. Yes, Jen, you sent me this recipe months ago and I'm just now getting around to trying it, and I'm so glad that I did because it is delightful. I'm going to go ahead and put my pot of water on to boil. And once that is boiling, I went ahead and salted the water and added my fusilli pasta from Thrive. Like I said, any shape would work well for this. I would try to use like a corkscrew or a penne pasta. I think that would work really well. But I have never made a pasta salad like this particular recipe before. I think it's pretty original. Obviously, I've made lots of like Italian flavored pasta salads, but none quite like this with the feta cheese. So if you're a feta cheese / sun-dried tomato lover, highly recommend this. So I'm just smashing some garlic here. I need about 3 cloves, and I'm gonna basically just smash that out of the peel so that I can use my garlic press to add it to my olive oil. I've got half a cup of olive oil in my measuring cup here. This recipe comes out to $2.17 per serving, which I think is fantastic. You can add animal protein to this if you want, like grilled shrimp or chicken. I just left it because I don't mind just having like a vegetarian pasta salad for lunch. This makes a ton of servings. Adam really liked it. The kids liked it. So we basically had it for dinner, and then I'm also having it for lunches this week. Once again, highly delicious. So another element in this pasta salad is sun-dried tomatoes. So I went ahead and put those out onto my cutting board, and I'm just dicing those into small pieces. You do want to make sure that you drain those and dice them into very small pieces because they are going to go kind of throughout the pasta salad, and you just want to make sure you have small bits of them so you can get their sweetness in with every bite. Next, I'm going to add my cherry tomatoes. So the recipe called for plum tomatoes, but I had cherry tomatoes on hand and I thought, why not just use these? So I basically just estimated the amount that I needed. I'm cutting them in half and putting them into the bowl along with the sun-dried tomatoes, the olive oil, and the crushed garlic. Next, I have some fresh basil. I do think this is an integral part of the pasta salad. So if you can find this in your grocery store, I would highly suggest that you add it. If not, wait until your farmer's market has it. It is super cheap, or honestly, grow it on your own on your deck or your window or wherever. You can even grow it in your kitchen. I'm going to do some more videos about how to grow your own herbs later this summer, so stay tuned for those, but I highly recommend the fresh basil. It turns out so delicious. This recipe also calls for some Parmesan cheese, so I'm just grating that on my box grater on the fine sort of shredded side. You need about half a cup of this. I was gonna try and use like the pre-grated sort of green can of Parmesan, but I decided to go ahead and spend the money and use fresh, and it turned out delicious. So once the pasta is done, you just want to soak that in really cold water and drain it really, really well. Essentially, you're just trying to stop the cooking of the pasta so that you can add the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so this recipe also called for olives, which I decided to just use black olives. I know I could have used Kalamata, but black olives are a little bit more budget friendly, I guess you could say. So I drained them, and I'm just using a paring knife to slice them into the bowl. I did go ahead and use a whole can like the recipe said, but if you don't care for olives, like I know a lot of people don't, just leave them out or use whatever you want. I mean, I feel like pasta salads are super versatile, so you can use kind of any ingredients that you want, but if you do like olives, I would recommend using either black or Kalamata. Once the olives are added, I'm just going to go ahead and give everything a toss. At this point, I haven't added the pasta yet. It is still sitting in that ice cold water, just cooling. You'll make sure you drain it really, really well, and then go ahead and add it to all of the other ingredients. Stir it very gently. Also, when you are making pasta salad, just make sure that you don't overcook the pasta, because it will sort of like disintegrate in the refrigerator if you try to toss it once you've overcooked it. So especially for pasta salad, I would recommend probably undercooking it by at least a minute or two, just to make sure that it holds up in the refrigerator. So the last thing that I'm going to do is just dice up my feta cheese. I much prefer to buy feta cheese in blocks. You can get it from Aldi, you can get it from Walmart. Ideally, you would get it in a block form, because it is much more delicious diced up and added to your salad than if you get it, you know, pre-crumbled. It's sort of like grated cheese, right? It's much more delicious if you cube it yourself rather than buy it pre-cubed. So I'm just adding that to my pasta salad. Right now, you can add as little or as much as you want. The recipe does call for 2/3 of a pound, and I'm just going to mix that together until everything is well combined. Probably should have used a bigger bowl, but that's fine. You can see how delicious the salad looks. Tons of fresh ingredients, and pasta salad keeps really well in the refrigerator for about a week. So it's good for a potluck. It's good for meal prep. Honestly, I feel like this is a whole meal. I could eat this for lunch and like with no animal protein and not even care one bit. All right, so what are you guys waiting for? If you have not tried Thrive Market, please go to the link in the description box below and give them a try. You can get tons of the ingredients that I shared in this video today, including most of the ingredients for this delicious pasta salad. I would not lead you astray. I order from them several times a month, and I love their services. So thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for your support when I do sponsored content on my channel. I really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.